We're here at CrossFest. It's day 2, and I'm sitting here with Roosevelt, who just got off the stage from his set. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks.
I'm great. San Diego weather, you know, it's been unpredictable.
Well, now it is. Yeah, now it is. And I said it was quite rainy, but yeah, it's good to see the sun out. Yeah.
But a vibe. That's great.
Yeah.
So I'd love to talk about your album that came out last year, Embrace.
Yeah.
Beautiful album. Can you tell me about how the response has been?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I kind of rushed from album to album on the first 3, and on this one I kind of took a little bit of a break, and I kind of left my studio in Germany, and I recorded in California actually, most of it. Kind of rented Airbnbs and just took my laptop and my headphones and recorded it kind of all over, and like on planes and in backstage rooms and in everywhere. And to see the response to something like that, which was more of an experiment and like not my typical routine in the studio, was really great. Like, I appreciated the feedback even more, because it was like, I broke the routine, and when you see the response being so good, then I don't know, you appreciate it even more. Yeah. It was great.
I'm curious, is there anything that you learned writing this album this time around? Any lessons, you know, that you didn't learn from writing music before?
Yeah, I mean, to what I just said with the like doing it out of my studio, I think what I learned is that you can trust your own process and trust your ears and your creativity, and you don't need the fancy studio. You know, you can just, especially with technology nowadays, you can trust what you're hearing in your head and what you're trying to express, and you can kind of do it wherever. And I think it's helpful to feel uncomfortable and to feel like a bit out of your comfort zone. At least for me, it was very productive and very like a very big inspiration to be, I don't know, like in some place outside my studio and still try to do my sound and my style. And yeah, that's kind of what I learned. It's normal to other producers to write and produce on like a laptop and headphones, but for me it was a very new thing, because normally I'm, like I said, in my like studio with my synth collection and like nerding out in the basement. So yeah, just this perspective that you get when you I don't know, sit on a plane with headphones, look out the window on a sunset, and then you're in some green room, and then, you know, just this contrast of different locations that helped me a lot on this album.
And speaking of your studio, do you have any new additions to the studio that you're excited about? Any new toys?
Well, I just got a bunch of new synthesizers that I'm happy about, which I don't want to bore you with the details.
Oh, please, I would love to be bored with the details.
It's just a few new toys, but what I'm curious about is I just got a place in France where I'm going to build a new studio. So it's a bit like on this last album I did the whole thing with traveling and recording, and now I'm going back to having a bit of a fixed kind of location where I'm going to work. So I'm about to build this in like spring. So like in 2 weeks I'm going to start building it in like south of France. So that's what I'm really excited about right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. And you know, you play live, you also play DJ sets. I'd love to know what you love about both, and you know, what you might like more about DJing than live and vice versa.
Yeah, it's a complete different experience for me, but I love to have both, because DJing is never a bad time. That's the best way I can explain it. Like when I'm DJing, it's always fun, but it's never as like magic, and it's never like a 10 out of 10, which it can get for me when I'm playing live, because just this like when you get that feedback of a crowd singing along to something that you created yourself while you are like performing it, it just gives you that extra kind of, I don't know, rewards, or like it's just more personal doing that. But still, I love DJing, but I still see it as like playing music that I like on a good PA system. Like, it's just a fun thing to do. But yeah, I couldn't do it without playing live, because that's like my tracks and my personal creations, kind of.
Yeah. I love that. Well, Roosevelt, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.